Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for clicking on the video. In this video, I will be going over add-ons and the macros that I use. So first one I use is dominoes, and dominoes is how I moved around the action bars and sort of made it into this square. It sort of looks like madness because they're not really grouped in any way and the keybinds are all over the freaking place, but it makes sense to me. It's the way these keybinds have been here for a very long time, so I know exactly where they are, but I can understand why it makes no sense at all. Like N1, 2, 3, 4, that 6, 5's over here, and then skip 7, go to 8. Like it doesn't make any sense, but it does to me. The next one I use is Doom cooldown pulse, and that's like when if I use a cooldown or use some sort of ability, when it comes off cooldown, it'll show the icon real quick in the center and sort of like flash and be like, just to keep my eyes there instead of looking down at my action bars like that. And I actually really enjoy this one because it, like I said, it keeps my eyes off the action bars. The next one is my rare finder, and I picked this up because I needed a bunch of garrison resources so I could get my garrison tier 3, and killing rares gives you resources once, so I just went around and killed them all, and yeah, kind of self-explanatory. I just picked up Need to Know. I used to use this one and have yet to get it until just now. It's this thing right here. Basically what I'm going to do with it is it shows cooldowns and stuff, or like buffs, and it'll show like when something's off cooldown, so it'll go down with a timer and the name, and you can change the colors and stuff too to help it if you need it. So what I'm going to have it do is show when I have stacks for elemental fusion, because I don't want to have to look all the way up here and scan through my buffs real quick and see. Because sometimes you lose track, you know. Sometimes the echoes are just going out of control and you're lava lash over and over and stuff. So it's just going to help me keep track of that. As well as like a Shaman Rage cooldown or something. The next one is my portraits and my targets and focus and everything. And that is called Shadow Unit Frames. A little confusing to set up, at least it was for me. And I'm still not done. I want to make this size increased and then make the cast bar increased so I can easily see when that person is casting. SUF, Shadow Unit Frames, and it kind of looks like this, although it's missing a piece there. And you can enable it for like a whole bunch of like everything, so target of target, focus targets, the target of your focus, stuff like that. And when you unlock it, it looks like this. So this is, you would have to unlock it, and that's when you start moving stuff around. And yeah, and you can also see what's enabled when you unlock. So like, if this person is the group leader, if they're Horde or Alliance, what their mark is, test spell. So it's showing you how big the cast bar is and stuff with a timer, stuff like that. It's a lot of information. So once you understand it for like one thing, so if you just focus on like it's the same thing for everything else. So you understand what you want on like the power bar, the health bar, and all that, the names, what the numbers are, if they're in combat, stuff like that. Once you understand that, then you can just apply what you know to everything else. It's pretty simple once you get it down the first time. The next one is tidy plates. It's my enemy action bars, or nameplates rather. This one I picked up from Bajira, and I like it because I can change it to whatever I want. So if like say I change it to that, see, now it looks like that. And to some people that'd be easier because it's less to look at, so it's less on the screen. But yeah, so you can choose from all of these that they have. Can't really see it, can you? Stuff like that. And then you can change if there's numbers, if it's percentages, cast bars, power bars, combo points on them, the buffs and debuffs of them. So the debuffs are applied on top. It's a lot of information, and I just like it better than the original nameplates that they give you, personally. And the last one that people have asked about is what the font is, I guess, for the damage, and that's called Nice Damage. And that's basically all it does, is it changes the font of the damage indicators, and it gives you, when you download it, I believe it gives you like 5 or so to choose from, and this is just the one that I chose. Now for the macros, there's not many that I use because not many are needed, I guess. I would say the main ones are the Ghost Wolf, where I have it so it'll cast me in and out of Ghost Wolf, as well as remove Hand of Protection, because I play with a Paladin. Obviously, I need to add other things, but it's just one of those ones that I can just click it real quick, and it's not going to do anything bad. It'll just take me in or out of Ghost Wolf, and remove the things that I don't want on there. So another one that I find kind of crucial for enhancements is a macro to heal other people, so that you don't have to, like, you're fighting, and then stop, target the person, and then click the heal, or tap the heal. So I only have it for one person because I usually just do twos right now, but once the PvP season starts, I'm going to make another one. So yeah, just quick macros, and you just throw a heal out and keep going, doing whatever you're doing. I made this one just as a main defensive, which would pop Feral Spirits and Ancestral Guidance, but I don't have it anymore, so I just use Feral Spirits now. But yeah, with how sort of, I don't want to say how weak, but how unreliable that these two both are individually, I put them together, and that I was firm on removing this macro once we got the 2-set, because getting this 2-set can also make it an offensive as well. That if you want to go ham, the wolves themselves don't do insane damage, but it'll cut the CCs down in half for 30 seconds. That's kind of huge. So you can pop it and then just go ham, and if you get stunned or something, it lasts half as long. That's just one of those things that you need to pick and choose how you want to use this cooldown. Because I mean, it's a 2-minute cooldown and they last 30 seconds, but now with this, it's a whole nother aspect. And then obviously you need the focus macros, so focus hex, focus purge, and focus kick, I believe, right here. Also, I'm not sure if it still works. It did pre-patch and before, but Wind Shear and Purge were on sort of a separate global cooldown, so I could use both at the same time, so I made a macro to kick and purge at the same time. And like I said, I'm not entirely sure if it works, but I would say like 80% sure that it does. And with how important purging is, I mean, I would always make this macro if you're an enhance. So stop casting Wind Shear and Purge, same thing with focus. And then for the last macro, these are just cleanses that I had for my resto in 3s. And for the last one, there's pretty much all of your buffs that you can get for popping cooldowns. I have Ascendance, Blood Fury, which is the racial Bloodlust. People have whined when I use this in a duel, but it's an ability. I'm not allowed to use it. Whatever. Stormlash Totem, which is actually no longer around. Elemental Mastery, if you take it. I did test this out. It was a while ago, and I did test it out, but mainly it was for elemental, so I just pump out the lava burst really quick. But 30% haste is kind of crazy. Like, it's a lot, but I would always pick Echo of Elements, just because not only does it proc a lot, but it's not a cooldown. It can happen all the time, and with the uses of Lava Lash and stuff, I mean, it's vital. It really is. And then at the very end, I would tack on Storm Strike, so that as I'm popping all this stuff, my guy hits something. So if the perfect cooldown, the perfect scenario would be I attack something and then get this and then pop the cooldown and click this macro and then use 2, I don't know, the wind strikes right out of the gate, and that is usually what nukes people and bursts people down. I've been doing that a lot, and it's worked pretty much every time. If the person's around 30%, they won't die instantly, but they will die too quick to be able to react to it. So when you're ready, just fight things, get all of the stuff. Storm Strike, have Unleash ready if you want, and then the second you get an Echo of Elements, pop the cooldown and just pump 2 Wind Strikes into them, and I can almost, it's not the burst that it used to be, but it's still burst. It's our best burst, and I've done multiple like Battle for Gilneas where I've melted 3 people. Like, I've just killed the person instantly that I was attacking, turned, pumped a ton of damage into the other person. He just couldn't take it, died, and then I'd switch. And yeah, I love that macro. So it's not really anything crazy. It's just more like focus, defensives if you choose to, a Ghost Wolf in and out, as well as breaking any auras that I don't want. And then macros to heal other people without having to click, stuff like that. Yeah. If you have any ideas for macros, please comment, let me know. I'll test it out or start using it myself. And if you have any other questions about how to set up the add-ons or anything, first I would say just read the add-on. That's how I did it, or YouTube it. And if not, then come back and let me know, because maybe it's something that I had gone through that I can help you with. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Add-on. I'm gonna set this up real quick, so I'll do it with you guys if you decide to need to know. So you click the whatever bar you're using. So what type of bar it's gonna be. Spell cooldown, internal cooldown, equipment slot. I believe it's a buff, so I'll leave that. Choose buff, debuff time. So you gotta enter the name exactly how it's spelled. Elemental Fusion. And then you can choose this to your preference. Icon, no. I don't really change anything else really, other than the color. So the Elemental Fusion, I'm gonna go with like an orangish kind of. There we go. And then /NTK, need to know, goes away. See if it works. There we go. So it says I got one. It doesn't say how many stacks. So let's get back. NTK. Visual cast. Show. Stack count. Apparently it's not on. Let's see. Oh wait. Okay. Maybe it does. I'm just doing it wrong. Looking about it wrong. So, Storm Strike, Lava Lash, Lava Lash. There you go. Okay, so 2 stacks, got 12 seconds left. Fantastic. Now I know. Look at it. It's like, oh, I only got 1 stack. Hit it again. Boom, 2 stacks. It's fantastic. Easy as that. And that can be used for debuffs, buffs, cooldowns, and obviously stacking stuff. Calm down, Wolf. So, that need to know is as easy as that.